The majority of UK households plan to delay putting the heat on this autumn for fear of high energy costs, experts say. New data compiled by Uswitch has revealed that most Brits will switch their boiler for the first time on October 12, an extra 2 days early compared to last year's date of October 10. While 7 million people have already turned theirs on, findings also show that millions plan to delay the big turn on even further until midwinter, with some hoping to avoid it altogether. Experts at the comparison website are urging Brits to check their boilers before temperatures plummet to avoid possible repairs in the coldest months. The specialists have shared tips on what you can do now to get your boiler ready for winter. Of those surveyed, 30%, 8 million households, say they will wait until November to use the heating, while nearly 2 million will hold off until December. Another almost 2 million homes say they will try to get through winter without using the heating at all. 1 in 4 households cite the reason for the delay as high energy prices, even though regulators have lowered the energy price cap for the winter period. As of October 1, Ofgem has lowered the energy price cap by £151 from £2,074 per year to £1,923, which will remain in place until December. However, Martin Lewis has warned households that standing charges have gone up. Natalie Matthey, energy expert at uswitch.com, commented, "Winter is fast approaching, and households are already working out how late they can leave it to turn the heating on." Nearly a quarter of people say they'll turn on the heating later this year to save money on energy bills, and it's concerning that 2 million households plan to get through winter without heating. If you don't want to turn the heating on yet, there are cost-effective alternatives for staying warm, like using a portable heater, hot water bottle, or electric blanket. Meanwhile, nearly 2 million households admit they never get their boiler serviced, while another million say they only call out an engineer where their system has a problem. Ahead of winter, experts have shared 3 things to do now to ensure your boiler works in the cold seasons. 3 tips for getting boilers ready for winter. 1. Check if your boiler is working. Many of us have had our heating switched off for 6 months or so, and you don't want to wait for the first sudden drop in temperatures to discover your boiler isn't working. Consider getting it serviced if you haven't had one in the last 12 months. If you have an older boiler, you may want to consider boiler cover. 2. Change your thermostat and boiler settings. Check the temperature on your thermostat and adjust it if required. The World Health Organization suggests most healthy people should heat their homes to 18°C. Reducing the flow rate on combination boilers to around 60°C can cut heating bills, and you won't notice the difference. 3. Change your radiator settings. Get ahead of the first cold spell by checking if your radiators are up to scratch. Bleeding your radiators will prevent cold spots, and you may want to consider turning radiator valves down, or off, in the rooms you use less often. Keep your radiators free from obstructions, like furniture, for maximum heat. Natalie added, "There's nothing worse than having your boiler break down when it's freezing outside and every engineer is busy, so it makes sense to check your boiler is serviced now." If you've got a boiler that's more than 5 years old, it's worth looking into boiler cover to protect yourself from any nasty shocks.